Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be talking about how to grow your gel balls and how to sort them properly. If anyone has any questions, please put them in the comments and I'll get to answering them. So if you haven't watched my previous video on just a general guide on how to gel ball, I talk about how to grow your gels very briefly. Now, some of that information was wrong. You shouldn't grow your gel balls in hot water, even though it does speed up the process of the growing speed. It doesn't help the gel ball integrity. So there's this new method that I found, which I've written down here. So you put your gel balls, I'll put a photo up of how much water and how many gels I had in this container here earlier. You fill up a container with your gels and a small amount of water, because apparently your gel to water ratio matters on how they grow. So I had a small amount of water and a few gels. And what I did was I left them out here just in room temperature water for 10 minutes to let the absorption process start. And then after that 10 minutes, I put them in the fridge for about an hour and 50. And that is just to make sure that the gel balls have a higher integrity than what they would if you just grow them with hot water. So they're more reliable, they're more accurate, and they're a little bit heavier. So if you're growing your gels, you can do that. I've also started to use a brand, this is not a promotion by the way, I've started to use a brand called Summercap. I've started to use them because I noticed on their Instagram, they seem to be very invested in the gel ball growing process, and they just seem to be making these for the players rather than for the money. Because last milsim, which unfortunately I don't have any footage of, the guy was there and he was, selling gel balls for half the price that they would usually be. He said he even gave some gel balls out at another milsim. So I could tell that they're invested in the player more than the money, which is why I use these guys. And I was also told there's a few things you should consider when growing your gels. They're not that important if you're just having to play around or anything like that, but since I'm doing milsims and I want my gels to be accurate, I'll sort of follow this. There's one thing that was mentioned, and it's TDS level, which is basically the chemicals in the water, which is one thing you can't control. If you really want to get serious about it, you can try and control it with like demineralized water or something like that. But then these are the things you can control. So water to gel ratio, your time duration, so how long you soak the gels for, and room and water temperature. Those are the things that you can control to have higher quality gels if need be. And then obviously there's all the other types of gels, there's soft gels, hard gels, ultra hard gels, and then there's the gels that grow in the dark with your tracer units. But off that, storage methods for gels. So I've got this mini speed loader here, which is just a budgeted thing from Big W, it costs $2, and the fitting on the top here is the same as for the lid for a normal speed loader. Then obviously just your normal one, and then I have this 2-liter container just to carry any excess gels, and I could fill up at halftime or anything like that. And now there is sorting your gels. This was new to me a couple of days ago, and it turns out it is really useful because the different sizes of gels is what causes the spread, because the airflow in the barrel will be different depending on the size of the gel, which then obviously affects its movement. So having the same size gel go through your barrel will obviously make it more consistent. So I will show you how the sorter works now. Rightio, so this is the gel ball sorter all set up. So you just screw your bottles into the bottom here, and one in the top. I just have a little DIY, I just took the top off there so it's easier to put the gels in. And what it will do is it will sort it by, this is diameter in millimeters. So this is 7.15 or below. This is 7.15 to 7.35. And this is 7.35 or above. Now, what I like to do is I like to use these ones either in my grenades or my pistol, because one, my pistol has a short barrel and isn't that accurate, and just why not to use them in the grenades. And then these ones I'll use in my normal gel blaster just for better accuracy. So I will show you how it works now then. So turn it on here, so it has 2 modes, so on, and then you can change the speed with this top one there. Just turn it off for a second. And then there's just a USB-C charger there to recharge this. So leave it running. And it's just a really quick and easy process to get accurate gel balls in your blaster. Right, and there you go. All the gels have been stored. Just give it a little shake to get those other ones out. And now deassemble it. So after you use it, what I do is I just leave this sorter out for a little bit to let it just evaporate all the water that's in there, so none of the gears get ruined. And afterwards, you can just put these in the fridge, ready for your next game. And if you want to, on the day of the game, you could resort them, because I found the sizes of the gel balls do actually change when they're in the fridge. So it's a good idea to resort them before your next game. So after you've sorted your gels, you can use the gel ball formula, which I'll put up on screen now. And yeah, that has been my video about gel balls. I hope this has helped anyone who is new to the sport or is wondering how to grow gels. And thank you for watching. So trying to hit 100 subscribers for the end of the year.